Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Well, welcome back. Welcome to my first Goosebumps book review for the Goosebumps book series. Today, I'm revealing the first and ever Night of the Living Dummy book from R. Stein. Yes, the first one. Yeah, look, Sloppy's face is on the book cover. It says he walks, he stalks. And this book was never adopted in the original Goosebumps TV series, in the 90 Goosebumps TV series. The 90 Goosebumps TV series, this one never got made. It never did. And Tim Jacobus created the cover of this book, and Scholastic Inc. published the book. So it was written by R. Stein, the author of the Goosebumps series. And also, before we talk about the plot of the book, I'll tell you guys, Sloppy the Dummy is R. Stein's most popular Goosebumps character in all of the Goosebumps series. Yes, Sloppy the Dummy is the famous monster in the whole Goosebumps book series. He was in the original Goosebumps book series. He was in Goosebumps series 2000. He was in Goosebumps series 2000. He was in the Goosebumps Horrorland series. He was in the Goosebumps Horrorland series. He was in the Goosebumps Most Wanted series. Most Wanted book series. He was in his own Sloppy World book series. It's also, he appeared in the 90s Goosebumps TV series. That's right. He appeared in the two Goosebumps movies with Jack Black in it. He appeared in both of them. And in the movies, he was voiced by Jack Black and Everett L. Jones and Mick Wingard. Series, and he appeared in the brand new Goosebumps TV series in season 1 of 2023. But also, there was the plot twist at the end of the series, is that Sloppy the Dummy was actually Condu the musician, Condu the soldier, aka Condu the sorcerer from Goosebumps 2023. Yes, Condu was the one who was stuck inside Sloppy's body since 1886, since Franz Bahar, played by Paul Russ, was the one who trapped Condu's spirit inside Sloppy the Dummy. And so he's the famous character that R. Stein wrote in all the Goosebumps books. Yes, mostly all of them. Sloppy has 1,000,000 of Goosebumps books. He has so many of them. Sloppy has so many Goosebumps books. It probably has 13 of books. Yes, 13. He was in also many of the Goosebumps games. That's where he was in Night of Scares, Goosebumps the Game, Goosebumps Horror Town, and Goosebumps Dead of Night. He also appeared in the Goosebumps comics as well. He was in the Goosebumps comics as well. And the Goosebumps comics as well, and so that and so now I'm going to be discussing about the synopsis of the book. He's no dummy. Lady names the ventriloquist dummy she finds Sloppy. Sloppy's kind of ugly, but he's a lot of fun. They're just having a great time. Led need to make Sloppy move and talk. Chris is jealous of all the attention. Here's just here scouting. It's not fair. Why does Landy always have all the luck? Chris decides to get a dummy around to show Lindy the weird things we can happen. Nancy thinks evil things, knowing a dummy can be causing all the trouble, or is there? Reader beware, you're in for a scare. Goosebumps, cover by Tim Jacobs, Galactic, and Goosebumps. So without further ado, let's get into the plot summary of the book. So the book begins with our two main characters, which are Lindsay Powell and Chris Powell. These are two sisters that never get along together. Lindy always buys stuff. Her sister Chris always gets jealous and that she's always being a copycat. And that their parents, Mrs. Powell and Chris Powell, and Mr. Powell, their mom and dad, are always getting tired of Lindy and Chris always arguing. They're always tired of getting Lindy and Chris arguing. So their mom, Miss Powell, demands them to go outside to do some fun. So while they walk outside, Lindy opens a trash can inside, and she finds this ventriloquist dummy, and Lindy decides to name him Slappy. Yes, Slappy, the ventriloquist dummy. The same one that was on the cover of the book. Oh. So Lindy decides to do her ventriloquist acts with their friend Cody. That's right, their friend Cody. So Chris is getting very jealous of Lindy hanging out with Slappy, so she decides to get a ventriloquist dummy, which she does, and she decides to name him Mr. Wood. And so Chris decides to do her ventriloquist acts as well. So then, some weird things start happening. The two believe that the ventriloquist dummies are alive. They try to tell their mom and dad about it, but of course their parents do not believe them. And then it's revealed that the whole time that it was actually Lindy just messing with Chris about the ventriloquist dummies. And that she wanted to get revenge on her sister Chris for always being a copycat. She wanted to pay back her sister for always being a copycat, for always being mean to her, and that stuff. And so now, one day, when Chris practices with his dummy Mr. Wood, she finds this card in his pocket, and then when she takes it out, she finds these 6 weird words, which are Karu, Marie, O'Donna, Loma, Milanu, Carano. And so one day the Millers decide to watch their performance. So first with Lindy goes really good. And then when Chris comes, the act becomes harassment because Mr. Wood comes to life and he starts insulting the Millers and her mom and dad. So everyone in the living room is so mad at Chris. So Chris thinking that it was her who made those horrible mean jokes. Couple mean jokes. But Chris, they're thinking that Chris said those horrible mean jokes to them. But Chris says that she didn't do it. And that Mr. Wood is the one who said those mean jokes. However, nobody believes her. They demand her to apologize, which she does. Then Lindy asks why she did it. Chris tries to tell her about the ventriloquist dummy named Mr. Wood. But of course, her sister Lindy does not believe her. She thinks that she is lying about the ventriloquist dummy and that stuff. And that her mom and dad may not let her perform the spring concert tomorrow night. And that maybe they should let her do with Sloppy instead. So then the next night at the spring concert, talent show, Chris is very, very nervous to do this because Mr. Wood might ruin everything. But her teacher, Mrs. Berman insists that she will do great. Yeah. It's just that she will do great. Then before she speaks on stage, Mr. Wood speaks and starts insulting the audience. So Mrs. Berman demands her to apologize, but Mr. Wood spits slime on everyone. Then Mrs. Berman expels Chris from the school. Then back at home, they lock Mr. Wood in the closet. Her dad says that he will bring him back to the pawn shop on Monday. And then they go to sleep. And then later during the night, Chris wakes up and she sees Mr. Wood appearing. And she says he told her that she will be his slave. But Chris refuses and they start fighting. And then Lindy sees this. And she's surprised to see that her sister Chris has been telling her the truth about Mr. Wood, the ventriloquist dummy. Her sister Chris has been telling her the truth. And then when they get their mom and dad, the two parents did not believe them. They decided to ground them even more. Yeah. It was. Yeah. And then, so once they leave, Mr. Wood comes back to life and he demands for both of them to be his slaves, but of course they refuse. But they refuse, and so they get him back. So they get him back in the old suitcase, and they bury him. They bury him in the backyard, in the neighborhood's backyard, and then they go to sleep. And then when they head back, and then the next morning when they head downstairs to the kitchen, they see that Mr. Wood has been there. Their parents confront them for putting the dummy downstairs in the kitchen. And they reminded them not to let them downstairs in the kitchen. So Lenny and Chris decide not to tell their parents about the ventriloquist dummies because they know that their parents will never believe them. Will never believe them. Never believe them. And so once they leave, Mr. Wood appears and he says that he will make them pay. He will make them pay for burying him in the neighborhood's backyard. So he tortures their dog Barky. So they attack him. They try to kill him, but they realize that he can't be killed. So they drag Mr. Wood to the neighborhood's backyard on a the stream roller, that's right. So they brought him to the stream roller, and then the spirit leaves Mr. Wood's body. That's it. Mr. Wood is no longer alive because the spirit it left the dummy. And that's it. And these two men appear and they take Mr. Wood. And then when they head back home, they find that Lainey's dummy, Sloppy, has come to life, and he acts that the other guy was gone. So that's how the first book. So that's how the book ends. And so let's get into a book review. Night of Dummy. So I really like this book. I think this is a really good book. Yes, this is a really, really good book. It's a super good book. And so I like the two main characters in the book, Lindy and Chris. Lindy and Chris. Lindy and Chris. That's all the story in the book of how the two dummies come to life and that stuff. And I also like the two ventriloquist dummies. There was Sloppy the dummy and Mr. Wood. But of course in the book, Mr. Wood was the antagonist in the book, Mr. Wood. That's the antagonist in the book. And I like how he came to life and started saying all the insulting, horrible jokes and that stuff. All the insulting, horrible, mean jokes and that stuff. Jokes and that was really cool. And I like this supernatural powers that he can come to life and he tries to get Lindy and Chris to be his slaves, the two girls to be his slaves, but of course they refuse. And also, I like the special effects in the book, but the special effects look super cool. But the visuals in the book were so cool. But the editing in the book was so amazing. I also thought the editing of the book was really cool. And I also like how they created the cover of the book. It was so cool. How they created the cover of the book and that stuff. That was so cool. I thought the structure inside the book, the structure in it was so cool. That's about the pacing in the book, and the book was so cool. And about the steaming in the book was so cool. As well as sentence and locations inside the book. So cool, including at the spring concert at the school, that's right. That was my favorite part of the book, when Mr. Wood spit all the slime into everybody. That was so cool. It was really cool. That's all the CGI inside the book that was really cool. That's like the final battle with Lindy and Chris along with Mr. Wood. That was really cool. Final battle. And finally, I like the twist of the ending. And when Slappy the Dummy comes to life. When Slappy comes to life. That was really amazing. And so that's my whole book review, and I Love a Dummy from the original Goosebumps book series. My first ever book review of the Goosebumps book series. So I would have to give this, so overall, I give this book an S+. S+. I like this book. This is a really good book. So, that's my book review of Goosebumps, Night of the Living Dummy from the original Goosebumps book series. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And so don't forget to like and comment and share and subscribe to my channel. So I'll be seeing you guys soon next time. And goodbye everyone. See you soon. Until next time.